camera one video to the right.
Well, it was kind of just a one right out of the band, and we like really made
Creative glass.
We're sophomores now. We're like entirely new people. First edition of the year.
All the news that's fit
Hot
to
off the
print.
press.
There's not much to write about at Tides High. We're a peaceful, uneventful place.
Attention, everyone! Pencils down. Oof, gross.
Hey everybody, I'm Chanel Herlin and this is the New Music Buzz, and right now I'm with the very talented writer and director Dash Shaw. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So Dash, before we get into the actual movie, please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a comic book artist and animator. I've made a lot of different graphic novels, but just now I did an animated movie called My Entire High School Sinking into the Sea.
Yes, and that's the reason we are here to talk about that. But you've been in this business for quite some time, so where would you say your passion for storytelling came from?
Well, I'd mostly drawn comics before this, and they were both, comics and animation, they're both drawing and storytelling. Storytelling, I guess, it was just very immediate, very, very, very early on, and I didn't stop. And I grew up with comics around me. Like my dad read kind of underground stoner comics, and so even like the comics were just on the floor around the house.
Yeah, so it's kind of just been a part of you. You were born with this talent.
Thanks. Well, maybe.
Yeah, and speaking of the film now, I mean, I've watched it. It looks amazing.
Oh, great.
I really enjoyed it. Where did the concept of this film come from? I mean, a lot is said in the title already, but where did the concept come from?
I had done like a comic short story with the same title, and the joke of that short story was that when I was a teenager, most of the alternative comics were auto-bio comics, and then the opposite end of that were like boys' adventure, superhero kind of comics. And so this story combined them, where there was a character that had the same name as the creator, but it had been warped into like a boys' adventure reality. And so it's kind of reinforcing this character's warped perspective.
Yes.
Then so much of how the movie looks kind of comes from adapting things from unusual comics, like strange comic coloring, and everything kind of was interpreting something from the comic medium.
And you say it was a comic before, so when did that comic release with this story?
It was like a super obscure comic made in 2009.
Oh, wow.
10 pages long.
Okay,
yeah.
so that was 9 years ago. 8 years ago. Oh, my
7,
maths.
oh yeah, 8.
8 years ago. Now it's finally a film.
Yeah.
And the characters now, the voices, I mean, you've got an amazing cast. Enid Dunham, Reggie Watts, Maya, Rudolph. I mean, it's amazing, and they're all so funny.
Great.
But are they the people that you wanted for the voices from the very beginning? What was the casting process like?
When I started, I assumed I wouldn't get any good actors at all, and so I tried to write something that would still maybe be funny with just recording my friends.
Okay.
Then we started drawing it, and then kind of later in the process, we thought to try to get good actors in the movie. And I had met Jason Schwartzman many years ago, and Lena Dunham I'd met at the Sundance Labs. Some of the cast members I'd met before, and so I asked them, and amazingly they said yes, and then we could go to people I didn't know, and it happened quickly, and I was very surprised.
Talking about your involvement, you writer-director, obviously, how did you direct the actors with their voice? Because we don't see their faces ever, which often is a big way that an actor acts, is through their eyes. Now they had to act just through their voice. So tell us about that process.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the soul kind of shooting out through the cartoon, because it's a strange thing is happening. It looks strange. And they're reacting in strange ways, and so the voice is like the real element, the human element.
Well, with Maya Rudolph's character, I really enjoy. She's quite monotone, which is actually quite funny compared to the Lena Dunham character, she's just hilarious in every form and way.
Yeah. No, I mean they're great, and I think if you watch a lot of cartoons, the voice acting in this cartoon in particular is different.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. As an audience, what do you want your audience to take away? What message when they walk out of the cinema?
For me, like the movies that I love, it's more like a drug experience or something, like just a trip.
Yeah.
So I want it to be like an 80-minute roller coaster ride, more than something that could be put into words.
Got it. Well, that's amazing. Well, Dash, thank you so much for your time. When and where can we watch this film for our audience?
It comes out April 14th in New York, LA, and Toronto. And then other places after that. Highschoolsinking.com has a list of the theaters.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, be sure to get to the theater April 14 to check out the film My Entire High School Sinking into the Sea.
Hey, my name's Dash Shaw, and you've just been buzzed.
Well, it was kind of just a drunk night out with the band, and we like really made.